happened on December 6th. Wednesday, the first game is the Philadelphia Sixers beat the Wizards 131-126. Embiid drops 50, but does that really mean anything? You're playing the Wizards, and 19 for 29, okay, 11 for 13, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal and a block. I think Embiid has proven himself that he can put up numbers in the regular season. There is no doubt. He's the second-ranked player this year. He is averaging 33 points. What else you want the man to do? 11 rebounds, 6.6 assists with 1.8 blocks. Amazing. Just surprised they only won by 5. This Wizards team, they kind of keep it close every game, and then they lose in the fourth. Batum, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 9 points. The minutes is good for Batum, 30 minutes. And Robert Covington only gets 4. So lately, Batum's getting a lot of minutes. I don't mind streaming this guy. He can give you a little bit everything else. And then if the minutes go back down, it's okay to drop. Tobias Harris hasn't been doing anything. You know, with the departure of Harden, you would think that he's still the 67th ranked player. Probably, to be honest, a buy low because he's been so bad the last 5 games. You know, at least he's gonna average 18 points with 6-7 rebounds with good efficiency. That's good enough for like top 50, 60. So if that fits your team, try to make a trade for him. But he has to be really bad. He added 2 steals here. He added 2 steals, which, you know, that's the only same that saved his game tonight. Tyrese Maxey, meanwhile, continued to put up great numbers, 26 points and 7 assists, but he has fallen off quite a bit. He is the 9th ranked player still on the season, but he's more of a top 20, top 25 player. And DeAnthony Melton, I think, exited the game early, but again, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. That's what he could do. He gonna hit a lot of threes, 2 3, 7 for 7. He just opened a lot of the times, 19 points. Pretty good stuff. But Batum is the guy that we want to pick up and then see where things go. On the Wizards side, well, this is a close game, so all the guys get some good minutes at least. And Danny Advia had 8 rebounds, 8 assists, and a block. Good enough. He's so up and down. But again, we don't mind rostering him if he's your worst player. Kyle Kuzma had an okay game. 16 points, a block, and 7 assists. 7 assists really stands out. While Jordan Poole only gets 2 assists. He's a minus 10, 23 points with 3 threes. He had a good game offensively, but he's not getting the assists. He has a lot of turnover. It's almost like he doesn't care. And he should not care, to be honest, because the Wizards are trying to tank. But it's just bad for his career, his reputation. Tyus Jones, 8 assists and a steal with 20 points. One of his best games. He played over 30 because the game is close. And we have Bilo played 27 minutes and half, 6 for 10, 14 points, and 3 steals. If he ever gets consistent 30 minutes, he's a must roster. For now, he could be a streaming option, right? He added 3 steals. He could get you a bunch of defensive stats. Moving on to the next game, the Grizzlies beat Detroit. Well, they should. Ja is coming back in a couple of weeks. So if he held out to him all this time, finally he'll be back. And then let's see if the Grizzlies can pick up a few wins. They really need some wins. Bismack Biyombo had 11 rebounds and a block. Pretty good. He's still getting, 25. He's still getting more minutes than Xavier Tillman. So maybe that is not going to change moving forward. Jaren Jackson Jr., great game offensively and 3 blocks. He needs to, he's pretty underwhelming so far this year. So let's see. The minutes is great. The block numbers had fallen down quite a bit. But majority of his value, he's got to get up to over 3 blocks for him to justify his 2nd or 3rd round pick. He had 3 blocks here. That's good enough. D Rose started, played just 15. They really need some guard play. Marcus Smart also has been out for a long time. So, with the full squad, I think they can make a push, to make the playoffs, right? With Smart and Ja Morant. Desmond Bane, meanwhile, took 31 field goals. He's a sell high. 49 points, because, with Ja out, he has to take shots. Same thing with Jaren. Offensively, at least, for those guys, they're going to fall down quite a bit in terms of usage and shots. But still, even when Ja comes back, Desmond should get enough shots every game. He also had 8 assists. Amazing here. But overall, it's sell high. If you can get a top, where is his ranked? 49 points is no joke. He's a 19th ranked player, yeah. If you can get a Paul George, actually, if you can get a Kyrie Irving, who's been underperforming, if you can get a Jason Tatum, right now he's ranked above all these guys. So let's try to, let's try to sell high on this guy, see what happens. We look at Detroit. Cade Cunningham played 34 minutes, had 10 assists with 2 steals and a block. It's okay. 10 assists is really good, and defensive is really good. But again, just struggle from the field and only 16 points. Kalen Hayes has been starting. They just All-Star Thompson only gets 16. All-Star Thompson right now is a huge buy low, and only play 16 minutes. Maybe that's going to be the case for a while, but eventually, they're not going to give Bogdanovic the run. We don't know how long this is going to be, but All-Star Thompson is the guy they want to develop and they want to play. So you don't drop him. And try to buy low. But they do have a lot of guys they need to figure out. Like Bogdanovic came back. The guy played 32 minutes, had 7 assists, 3 steals, and 22 points, and he's a sell high to me. A veteran guy on a young team. There's really no point. Maybe he gets traded, right? Isaiah Stewart played 29. Don't worry about Jalen Duren. Meanwhile, put up a decent game, really good field goal, 11 rebounds and a block. Good enough for me. And Killian Hayes, maybe in the short term, you could also stream him, because he's starting in place of Jaden Ivey, because Ivey and All-Star Thompson has been really bad. Moving on to the next game. The Orlando Magic lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers 111-121. Anthony Black started, played just 15. Well, for now, Cole Anthony is a must roster because Jalen Suggs got hurt in 9 minutes, and we do not have a timetable for Markelle Fultz. So it is very possible Cole Anthony and Jalen Suggs are going to have just really good value for a long, long time. And Wendell Carter Jr. is not back yet. They lost this game, but it's fine. Like, they're still winning a lot of games. So as a result, Franz Wagner plays 40, 3 for 16. You don't see that very often, but added 6 rebounds, 9 assists, and 3 steals. They are very, very good. Banchero, his biggest problem is the efficiency, bad free throw, but good field goal this game, and had 2 blocks with 42 points. His best game of the season. This Magic team, they have a lot of, especially for guards, Jalen Suggs, you do not drop him, right? He might be out for a week or so, but you don't drop him. He's really, really good with 2 steals and a block. And Cole Anthony, he needs to be picked up after this injury. Well, I guess the good thing is there's really no game over the weekend, right? So Jalen Suggs got an extra few days to rest up. Cole Anthony, a steal and 2 blocks, 19 points. He's a must roster. And Mortiz Wagner is always a guy you could stream for a little bit of points and a little bit of field goals. He played 20 minutes, but averaged 12, 13 points with a really good field goal, which, you don't get, you don't really get a lot on the waiver wire, because a lot of guys who score a lot of points on the waiver wire, they're not really, he doesn't score all that much. To be honest, like 11, 12 points, because, they're basically splitting the center minutes. We look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, great win. Donovan Mitchell went off 35 points, and he just gets steals every game. 5 threes, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. So far this year, he's been great. Mainly because he's averaging close to 2 steals. Like, the counting numbers seem to be fine. Darius Garland, 26 and 9. Garland has been a disappointment this year, I would say. His ranking is fairly low. Like, the numbers are okay. He just ranks he's a 117th ranked player. He's still averaging 20 points and 6 assists with 1.4 steals. But this year, only 1.6 threes also. I just noticed that. And he's averaging 4 turnovers. He should be at least 2.5 threes. So that should come up, and turnovers a little bit high. If the both categories improve, he should be at least a 50 player, top 50 player at least. Jared Allen played just 19 minutes because he had 5 fouls. Pretty rough game. And Evan Mobley also had 5 fouls. Both players played okay. Not sure who they're fouling on the Magic, but both big guys had 5 fouls. The next game is the San Antonio Spurs. They made it somewhat close till the fourth quarter. Um, as you can see, both teams didn't really score a lot. 94-102. Victor Wembanyama struggled. The Wolves got a great defense. The problem with him is he can do a lot of things, but not at the most efficient level. As you can see, 4 for 13 again. He's not shooting the ball well. Like, he can do a pull-up three, no problem. He can do those, but he's just not scoring at an efficient level. So offensively, I think he's got to find his identity, what he's good at, because he could do everything. And it looks good on the highlight, but he's just not doing it efficiently enough, and missed 2 free throws. But 10 rebounds still in the block is still okay. I would take it. Zach Collins played 30 minutes, 8 rebounds, 4 assists with 12 points. And Devin Vassell actually got the start. It's just chaotic, the Spurs roster. Like, this game, Cedi Osman got 32 minutes, had 6 assists and 2 steals. That's good, but how many minutes is he going to play next game, right? Jeremy played 22, while Trey came off the bench, played 24. Those 2 guys are not much roster players at the moment, while Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell looks like they need to be rostered. Both scored over 20 points, hit some threes, provided some defensive stats. So Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Zach Collins are much roster players. Everyone else on the Spurs, not so much. But even with those guys, they sit out sometimes, and sometimes they don't get the minutes. For the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards struggled, but you look at the overall stat line, still hit 2 threes, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, is still in the block, 7-8 from the free throw line. Overall, it's not bad. He's struggling with his shot, but a good fantasy player. Even when you're struggling with your shot, you can provide other categories, which he did. Mike Conley had 3 steals, which is huge, 18 points, pretty good. Rudy Gobert had 20 rebounds, because Spurs had a lot of missed shots and 2 blocks. I would take it. And Cat had a pretty rough game. Still played 32 minutes, but only took 6 shots. For whatever reason, 10 rebounds and a block. And some of the bench guys got huge minutes. Troy Brown Jr. had 25, where Naz Reid played 29, scored 15 points. Naz Reid is a guy that anytime Rudy or Cat is out, he's a must roster, because he could put up a top 5, top 10 numbers. All right, let's go to the next one. The Brooklyn Nets beat the Atlanta Hawks 114-113. This is an amazing win for the Brooklyn Nets. They play hard. They play defense. They make the plays. They're actually 11-9 right now. Nicholas Claxton played 28 minutes. Okay. What? Surprisingly, Cam Thomas had a really rough game and it still won offensively, at least. Here we go. Here comes Mikal Bridges. He had a really, really good week or two. Scored a bunch of points. Shot the ball pretty good. He is still the 43rd ranked player. Hopefully he can just do more of these. Obviously he's shooting at a higher clip. The main thing with him is get the defensive stats up. He's only averaging 1 steal and 5.5 blocks. That is way too low for him. So hopefully, he improved those categories. And move up to that, at least like on a per game basis, be a top 30 player. He's getting drafted in the 2nd round for some of the leagues. Spencer Dinwiddie also struggled. I'm not sure how they won this game. Well, they shot 40% from 3. I guess that's why. Cameron Johnson hit 3 17 points, good enough. And Royce O'Neal didn't really get minutes. Lonnie Walker is going to be out for a while. And Ken Thomas, I think he's a much roster. So even when he has a rough game, a week or 2 of rough times, you still want to roster him. The upside is there. He could be a legitimate 23-point scorer. The Nets, they really do need a lot of offense. Need 2 guys to create. For the Atlanta Hawks, wow. This game, Trey and DeJounte both had 9 assists. Really good for DeJounte Murray. And added 10 rebounds, but didn't shoot the ball well, while Trey had 30 points and 2 blocks. He does not block shots. He probably just strips, which is still good enough. 9 assists with 3 threes. Both guys played all right, and Clint Capella had 2 blocks. And okay. DeAndre Hunter and Saddiq Bey, they get huge minutes. Both guys could be rostered, just not too high on either guy. They just score some points and hit some threes. They don't really provide much else. While Bogdanovic still at 20 points, he took 9 threes. This is why Bogdanovic is better than the other two guys, is because he just attempt way more threes. First of all, he's gonna get you some assists. He's gonna get you some steals, and he's gonna score more points usually. So he's a must roster, even though he only played 27. Okungu, sure, you could still have him. Played 24 minutes, had 9 rebounds and a steal. Moving on, the Atlanta Hawks again, year over year, just nothing really changed. They're just in that range of making the playoffs and just get eliminated. They're not that competitive, especially to the top teams in the East. The next game is the Miami Heat beat the Toronto Raptors 112-103. Great win for they grind out wins. They only scored 112 points is actually not little. Jimmy Butler 19 points, 8 assists, and it's fine as long as he's healthy. Bam is still out, so Orlando Robinson, we're gonna think about streaming this guy. He went off here, but he's been starting with Bam out. So if Bam continues to be out next game, think about picking this guy up. Stream for some rebound defensive stat, 12 rebound, 3 steals, and a block here. Caleb Martin has been getting the run. Tyler Hero has been in and out of the lineup. And Caleb Martin, who wasn't getting a lot of minutes to start off the season, now he gets 31. If he gets 31, he for sure could be a streamer. 12 rebound, but that's the problem with Heat is just, Josh Richardson came off the bench, got 30. So you're not sure how the minutes gonna work out for all these guys. And they don't really have high usage. It's really depend on game to game. Duncan Robinson played well. He's a must roster. Hit 3 threes, 21 points. While Kyle Lowry only got 27. It's fine because the blowout. They want to rest him a little bit. Added 2 blocks here and 3 assists. He's not gonna score you any points. Just so you guys know, just not a lot of points, but pretty solid defensive stats, assists, and some threes. But at a field, not if you need points, you don't want this guy, right? If week to week, winning points is very important for you. Maybe you don't want to have him, but he provided pretty good numbers across the board. And Jamie played 32. I mean, he could be streamed. Same thing with Josh Richardson. For the Toronto Raptors, yeah, I mean, where they at? They're the 11th. They just got a bunch of wing guys, 3 and D guys, which is not enough to, Scotty, their future, I guess, 11 rebound, 5 assists, and a block, 12 points, and a minus 25, 5 for 17. He's gonna have games like this, up and down. While Dennis Schroeder also had a horrible game, but it's fine. They play the Heat. The Heat really do a good job defending certain actions they run or whatever. So those guys really struggle. Siakam, meanwhile, they just let him run wild. 9 for 13, 30 points, 11 for 11 from the free throw line. You don't see that very often out of Siakam. Great game, and OG also had a decent game, 23 points. So I guess they just want to shut down Scotty and Dennis Schroeder, and OG and Siakam get theirs. From the stat line, looks like it is, but I don't know. Not sure that's what actually happened. Purdo had 4 blocks, which is huge, good enough. This Raptors team, Gary Trent Jr. plays just 25 minutes off the bench, 3 threes. Not that exciting, to be honest. All right, moving on. We still got 3 games. Wow, impressive game by the Rockets. Wow, we got 5 games actually. Impressive game. Oh, wow, they are at home. Beat Oklahoma City Thunder. Shea, 33 points. Oh my God. Reading this freaking stat line. 13 for 18. 3 rebounds, 6 assists. He just keeps getting better. 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 6 steals, and a block. Wow. If he keep this up, man, not sure next year is him or Jokic. If he keep this up. He's just so good in fantasy. And the only thing is he doesn't shoot a lot of threes. He could. He just chooses not to. Meanwhile, Josh Giddey, man, what are you going to do with him? 25 minutes here. It is rough, getting rough out there. Just throw someone at him. Because Josh Giddey, ranking-wise, is bad, but just a combination of rebound and assists, they're hard to get. They are hard to get. So I would still give it a shot. Try to trade someone low. Or I would still hold on to him. I'm not going to drop him. Right? Also, this game is a blowout. Otherwise, he maybe gets 28. Chet Holmgren, meanwhile, versus the Rockets team, had 6 blocks and a steal. But just play 26 because, only 4 points, which is fine. I'm not worried too much. While Jalen Williams had 13 points and a steal. Jalen Williams has been putting up okay numbers, but for a guy that's getting get drafted where he was, he needs to get more defensive stats. This year, the steals numbers are just completely gone. We look at the Houston Rockets, because the blowout, Fred VanVleet still played 37 minutes while Dylan Brooks played 40. Man, they really giving Dylan Brooks a lot of minutes. He is, because I guess he's checking Shea. He gets some points, but not really fantasy relevant because he doesn't get a lot of defensive stats. While Jabari Smith grabbed 18 rebounds, nothing else. Şengün did his thing, 6 rebounds, 7 assists is amazing. Yeah, 1 steal and 2 blocks. Free throw is really bad. If you're pounding free throws, I think you love Şengün. And Jalen Green only gets 25 minutes. Yeah, this is for sure concerning. Obviously, this is a blowout, but Ime Udoka is not playing around. If you're not playing well, you don't get guaranteed 30 minutes a night, right? 15 points and 7 rebounds is okay, but still 3 turnovers, and a lot of nights he doesn't, he struggles from the field more often than not. Moving on to the next game, the Charlotte Hornets lost to the Chicago Bulls. Let's see how Kobe White did today. On the Charlotte Hornets side, try to sell Terry Rozier high. 25 points, 7 assists, because when the Melo comes back, right, we can see he went 1 for 11 from 3 this game. He's not efficient. With LaMelo, he's not going to have the ball in his hands a lot. He's not going to score that much. So try to sell high. Try to get anybody. Do a 2-for-1, try to get a top 50, 60 player back. He's still going to put up some numbers, just not like this. Miles Bridges, meanwhile, another great one. The minutes is super good. 16 points, 3 steals, and 8 rebounds. When Brandon Miller chipped in, did a bit of everything. This is a good start, even though he went 4 for 14. But the minutes is really secure. PG Washington is the one that loses out. Plays just 28 minutes. Still put up a great line. Still a must roster. He also had 5 fouls. So, Brent Gordon Hayward, a sell high to me. Anytime a veteran player, beginning of the season, right? If a veteran player putting up nice numbers on a bad team, always sell high. Because you never know. He gets traded or, they want to develop young guys. But across the board, Nick Richards started in place of Mark Williams. You could stream him if Mark Williams continues to be out. He can put up numbers too. For the Bulls, Kobe White goes 6 for 16, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, no defensive stats. But the counting numbers are fine. That's the biggest problem with him is just absolutely no defensive stats. Meanwhile, we got to think about Patrick Williams. He's been getting decent minutes and he's been providing good defensive stats. 2 steals and 2 blocks here with 9 rebounds. We have to take a look at him. Zach LaVine is going to be out multiple weeks. So as long as he's getting the minutes, he could be useful. Alec Caruso, same thing. Right? If he gets 30 minutes, he's going to get you 2 steals a game, which is super good in category leagues. We got to think about that. While Vucevic had 12 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block. Good enough. DeRozan had 29 points. Great win for the Bulls, but where is this team going to go? All right, next team. Damn, what a blowout. They won by 50, the Dallas Mavericks. Not much to talk about, right? The Jazz, Keontae George and Ochai, they've been getting a lot of minutes. So these 2 guys need to be rostered because the minutes is so good. But Keontae George was the minus 40 year. Look at the plus and minus. Crazy. John Collins, 23 minutes. They don't have their best player. What's his game? The Finnish guy. Lauri Markkanen. They're still without him, so they're not competitive at all. Walker Kessler, for some reason, still comes off the bench. 8 rebounds and a steal. Still disappointing, but obviously he is a must roster. And they give me Taylor Horton Tucker 60 minutes. They give Chris Dunn 17. Not really sure, how they're making these kind of decisions. Because, you kind of want to develop Colin Sexton. If not, I guess they're going to trade him. But Simone, Ochai, and Keontae George, these are the guys that we need to pick up and stream and see how their minutes go. If the minutes keep this high, sure, we don't mind. Because Keontae George did get 11 assists and a block here. That's good enough. 11 assists is really good. While the Mavericks, Kyrie had 26 and Luka had a 40-point triple-double. Yeah, this team is not competitive. They're not competitive. And interestingly, they actually started Dante Exum. You would think that with Luka, right, you need a lot of spacing. on the team, but decided to go with Derrick Jones Jr., not a great 3-point shooter. But it's interesting. Derrick Jones Jr. also, like, we can pick him up just stream. A pretty good 3 and D guy. But just doesn't shoot a lot of threes. Tim Hardaway Jr. only gets 21 minutes now, so we could drop him. Right? He doesn't really get the minutes. Oh, I guess Grant Williams is out, so they started Dante Exum. I didn't know he's back in the NBA. Well, 7 assists here is great, and 2 steals. But not really fantasy relevant, I think, if everybody is healthy. Kyrie did his thing, so that's pretty good. All right, let's go to the next game. Well, this is a great win for the Clippers, 102 and 111. And you see one of the worst games by Nikola Jokic, 9 for 32. You don't really see that very often. Meanwhile, Kevin Porter Jr. only get 8 shots. Really weird game. He still got a triple-double with 15 rebounds and 10 assists. But is that a career high in terms of field goal attempts by Jokic? It could be, I don't remember the last time I saw him taking 32 shots. Jamal Murray had 23 points, 6 assists, still in a block. Good enough. With Jamal Murray back, I think we could let Reggie Jackson go. He put up some nice numbers last couple of weeks, but now he doesn't get the minutes. Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr., why didn't they get more shots? Michael Porter just could not miss here. 18 points here and 9 rebounds and a block. But a great win for the Clippers. Their ceiling is pretty high. It's just that their floor also very low. Paul George, 25 points with a block, 8 rebounds, 5 threes is nice. And Kawhi Leonard had 17 points. Yeah, Kawhi Leonard took a pretty big step back this year. Well, also you have Harden, who had an amazing game, 20 points, 11 assists with 3 steals and a block. This is amazing by Harden. Good stuff. He's actually, after this game, I just looked, he's the 24th ranked player. So if you drafted this guy 3rd or 4th round, he's actually across 9 categories. He's been right there, despite the slow start. He only takes 10 shots. He's that, efficient guy. He can really pick his spot now. The assist here is also amazing. Zubac, 9 rebound, not so much, didn't really do much. And Norman Powell get 31 minutes. And Russell Westbrook, what are you going to do with him? Played just 16 minutes with 8 rebounds and 2 blocks. Close to a job, to be honest. Some games he gets 25, some games he gets 15. Moving on to the last game of the night. Well, the Warriors barely beat the Portland Trail Blazers. Barely. Well, I just want to see that real quick. Wow, this is... Well, a win is a win, I guess. Anthony Simons came back, first game, took 27 shots. Right off the bat. 6 threes. If he's somehow on the waiver wire, go pick him up. He's going to give you 22 points with like 4 threes. But absolutely nothing else. Which is very useful in category leagues. Malcolm Brogdon got hurt, played just 12. It's coming. He always get hurt. So Scoot Anderson gets 26 minutes, had 5 turnovers. What are you going to do with him? Well, Matisse Thybulle got 30 minutes with 3 steals and block. I would really stream Matisse Thybulle if he's out there on the waiver wire to get myself some defensive stats. While Shaedon Sharp still played 42. He played 42. Obviously, a must roster. Now that Brogdon is hurt, maybe you can hold on to him for a little longer because they do want to play him. And with DeAndre out, who is this guy? And they are somehow competitive. Reed played 22. Had 5 personal fouls versus the Warriors. I'm just really surprised Warriors versus this level of talent, they only won by 4. Steph Curry, 31 points, did his thing with 5 threes. But this year, he's just not getting any defensive stats. Absolutely not. Well, Clay only played 27 because he's just kind of bad. 3 for 13. My God, Clay. Don't remember the last time I saw him shoot over 50%. Draymond Green had a great game. Almost a triple-double with 2 blocks. Okay. Andrew Wiggins only played 27. Man. None of the guys are playing well, to be honest, on the Warriors. Clay's not playing well. Andrew Wiggins not playing well. Draymond is hit and miss. Right. Chris Paul it's just mainly a facilitator. Offensively, when I say they're not playing well, I'm talking about offensively. As a team, they shot 42% and 30% from three. They are known for their efficiency, but this year not so much. And they're not really generating all that much defense, right? 4 steals and 3 blocks. How many turnovers do they have? They only had 10 turnovers. The Portland Trailblazers, they're not forcing that many turnovers either. So it's just hard for them to win games when the shots they're not that efficient, right? Defensively, I guess they're okay, but they're not forcing that many turnovers. Come on, Looney played just 60 minutes. Yeah, it's not looking so bright for the Warriors. They might need to make some trades. They got a lot of young pieces. Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, right, who went 6 for 6. That's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.